All right. So thanks for joining me tonight, Damien.
Of course.
Sandy got the pleasure to interview you the first time, so I'm really excited to be here. I wanted to just kind of like talk a little bit about your experience, like pre MyRECo and at MyRECo, and a little bit about the drama that we had go on last week, and I think it's just such a pivotal part of our story now. So, but yeah, so tell like we met at our last brokerage,
Mhm.
or not the last, I guess we met at a previous
A
brokerage.
previous brokerage,
Yes,
Holly.
brokerage. Yes, not
Previous.
the last one.
Last one.
Um, and what yeah, so tell me more. Like, how did we get here? How did you get into real estate? I don't even know that story.
Okay. So I was working at the post office during COVID. And it made me feel like I was back in the military. I never knew when I was going home, like we were essential, all this stuff. Um, and it just like broke me. Like I never knew when I was going home, and that was okay when I was in the military, but not in the civilian world. So I was looking at different things, and my mother-in-law is actually a local lender. So I went to go work with her, and I was kind of getting fat sitting behind a desk doing the lender thing. So I had to change some stuff up. So I called an agent that I knew, and I was like, "Hey, what do you think about me getting into real estate?" And she's like, "Do it." And like 3 weeks later, I was licensed. Um, so I got licensed in Illinois and Iowa. I did jump around brokerages a little bit. I was trying to figure out like where I was a good fit. Um, so been around a little bit, but I'm where I'm supposed to be now. I'm really happy to be here, but yeah, that's kind of what happened. I've done a little bit of everything in my life. After the military, I had a bunch of different jobs, and this is one of those things like I knew that this was always where I was supposed to be. And I kicked myself for not getting into it earlier, but it was never the right time. You know what I mean? I didn't know this was a pathway. Like I knew I always wanted to help people. It's part of the reason why I went into the military. And I never thought of like real estate as a pathway for that until I got into this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is right. This is where I'm supposed to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm in a hotel room for anyone who doesn't know, and my kids are like lurking. Go away. I'm live on the internet. Okay. Um, so So, okay, so we met at a previous brokerage and then we parted ways because you left about the same time Sandy and I did.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like, what made you finally decide to make the move over to MyRECo?
Um, so there were a lot of things. Like I said, I was trying to figure out like what brokerage I was supposed to be at, what was a good fit for me. And I started off at a brokerage that was like one of those flat rate, you pay like no commission, no real split to them, but you get nothing. There's no support, I'm like, okay, that's not it. And then I went to my first cloud-based brokerage, it's where I met you.
Okay.
And that was an epic disaster.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, let me try something a little bit more traditional. And I love the brokerage I was at. It didn't work personality wise with leadership. So I parted ways from that, and I pretty much called you guys in the middle of the night and said, "Hey, do you take strays?" And you said, "Yeah, but we're going to interview you." So that's kind of how I got here. And then I've just been blown away by the tools, the support, everything like that, which I'm sure we'll talk more about.
Yeah. Okay, so was there anything, because you were starting to talk to us a little bit before you pulled the trigger in the middle
Mhm.
of the night. But was there anything that like made you hesitate or think like, I don't even want to do this?
I mean, it's always nerve-wracking when you're jumping to someplace else, you know. It was a little nerve-wracking because honestly, it's a brand new brokerage. You know what I mean? So I was a little nervous about that. But then once I saw the whole setup and like how organized everything was for like a brand new brokerage, I was wowed. Um, was there anything that made me, I mean, I don't know, working for Sandy Burnett, it's a little intimidating in the
Right?
best way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that would probably be my one, like, okay, let me think about this.
Okay. Yeah, it was funny because I remember I think you originally talked to her, but then you started texting me like questions. You were like
Right.
asking me stuff. So I was like, oh, that's funny. Um, So is there anything that you thought or that we promised you that seemed too good to be true or made any?
I mean, yeah, everything. Everything sounded too good to be true until you see it work and see it all function in the way it's supposed to. And so, and there was a lot that I didn't know, coming from other brokerages, there was stuff that, I just never seen it done this way, like how we run a lot of things through Slack. Um, and that and that we're always, I mean, things are changing, things are adapting all the time. Um, but I lost my train of thought there. Sorry.
That's okay. Let's talk about Slack for a minute because I
Mhm.
feel like some people hit a real like mindset block when it comes to that. I know there's other brokerages that have tried it, but they rolled it out terribly. They were not as organized as ours. So, like in your own words, how would you like explain that experience and how you use it now?
So I'm gonna tie the Slack also into like the Zoom
Okay.
because at any given moment during normal business hours, I can log into Zoom and there's always somebody there to, for whatever I need, they can direct me. Whether it's like, hey, where do I find this thing in Slack? Where's the Notion page, which I just asked about today? Um, so it just feels like a living, breathing thing. There's always somebody there, you know. Um, there's a pocket for everything in Slack with whatever we need to do, whether it's business or talking with other agents or like showing pictures of my dogs or
Mhm.
um, so it's a one-stop shop, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Slack. And so what I've come to this realization that a lot of real estate agents have ADHD like tendencies.
Say it
So
isn't so.
yeah, so I feel like for people that take the time to get to know Slack, it's like an ADHD person's like heaven because
Mhm.
you can have 75 different topics but have the same like conversation with different like the same people but different conversations and they're all organized and it's amazing. So I love it. So it's so funny you said jumping on during business hours. You find someone when was it Friday night you jumped on and you were like, "What are
Oh
you doing on here?"
yeah, and I had a feeling. I was like, I bet Holly's in there, and I'm just gonna go and yell at her. And sure enough, like I saw, you added me, and I yelled at you pretty much, but
Yeah, I thought that was so funny because I was like, "What are you doing here?" And you're like, "What are you doing here?" So,
checking on you.
right? I always log into Zoom when I'm like at my computer working and
And I've
just
started doing that too. I really like it. It's just
yeah,
like we talked about body doubling, and it's perfect for that. So
totally, totally. Okay, so has your production changed at all since joining?
yeah, I mean, I'm definitely really it's hot right now. I'm hoping to keep riding this wave. And I think it's really just like not having to worry about a lot of the like back end stuff and just being able to like head down, do work.
That was not easy for you, like because we offer the TC service, and I feel like that was kind of a hard thing for you to let go of at first.
Only because I have OCD and that's a personal problem.
Okay, all
Hard for
right.
me to like let go of things. But I am using her on one. And I think I will again in the future, but I just wanted to learn everything on my own, especially right now with like learning new forms and things like that.
Mhm.
I just want to have my hands on everything right now.
Yeah. Oh, I just had a question. Flew away.
Mm.
It'll come back to me. I'm sure.
Welcome
Um,
to my life.
so, okay, so is there any, oh, I know what I was going to ask you. So, you are a very particular person, right? OCD, ADHD, whatever
Yeah.
the reason is, Damien
Yeah.
has very high expectations for himself and other people. So I'm really curious though what you think about like we require our agents to do CMAs for their buyers and their
Mhm.
sellers and put them in the file. We're trying to teach the agents about like why these are important. We're not just trying to like be evil people, but like here's why it's important. It can save your ass. But,
Yeah.
like what was your initial thought and has it changed at all since you we're like, oh wait, actually we need this. And you were like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
So, Nate was just in my ass about it for a while, and then I started doing them and now I'm gonna do them forever. Um, for me, it was an extra step. Like, why am I doing this? I've already had this conversation with my client, but absolutely is essential. Like, I think about litigation and things like that, and I'm like, oh yes, let me protect my own ass.
Yeah, that's
So,
definitely. Well, good. I'm glad about that.
yeah.
I just looked at Twitch. So, geez, Sandy, she clearly has nothing better to do than
Oh, is she
pound
in there?
gas. Yeah, previous brokerage that shall not be named. Better be careful. Someone might think it's about their brokerage. Uh, Damien gets around. Epic disaster. LMFAO. We prefer strays. Careful with that brand new brokerage talk. Hollywood
I'm
Bermuda.
just trying to help with the hashtags and like future videos. Like, I'm here for it.
Exactly. Sound bites. Our
Exactly.
documentary, right? We're always preparing for the documentary.
I still am curious who's going to play me.
Hmm. Documentaries, I guess if they have to
Oh,
reenact
documentary. You're
things.
right. I was
Okay.
thinking it'd be a
Yeah.
movie, but that's okay.
So, I think you brought up a good point that I want to talk about a little bit, and it's that you're trying to learn new forms. And it's not because we were like, you have to use new forms, but it's because last week we were like thrown into a tailspin. So, do you want to talk about your version of events on what happened last week?
So last week I was wondering why, um,
Maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, but you get
maybe it
it.
was 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't remember when I found out. I think I was trying to update something I need, like my my nerds number, things like that, and I was trying to put that in, and I kept getting like an error that I couldn't like update stuff. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I was getting ready to call. I was on the phone with MRED. I was calling MRED to figure out what was going on. And at that moment, I went to my local association website and I saw that your name, my name, Andy's name, we were all in dropped members. And I'm like, so I went to Slack and I'm like, screenshot it and I go, what's going on? You know, and we had been dropped from the local association. At the time we had no idea what was going on. So with that, all my everything was dropped. My listings were gone, my access to the MLS, everything was just gone. um
So what were your thoughts? Because as soon as I got the text, I was like, oh shit. And I really thought for sure we were going to lose you because there's nothing more stressful than having the rug ripped out from under you, whether it's your brokerage or your association. And normally when that kind of thing happens, it's because someone didn't pay a bill.
yeah.
So then you're like, what the fuck? Like, how are you responsible?
So
But like it wasn't that this time, was it?
no, so honestly, it never crossed my mind. It never crossed my mind to leave this brokerage. Because everything had been so streamlined and smooth before. Like, I wasn't happy about the situation, but I knew that we would have an answer quickly. I knew that it would be ironed out quickly. So no, it never crossed my mind.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
So, so, I mean, yeah, so now you're in a new association and you have to learn new forms, and that has been interesting. But we're also working on company forms, so
Yeah.
that'll be fun once we
It's
roll those
still
out.
it's still good knowledge. I mean, it's all education.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so Sandy wants to know why did we get dropped? So, like,
Well,
long
it's your
story short,
fault, Holly,
it is
apparently.
all my fault. Exactly. So NAR has a rule that basically if one of your agents joins the National Association of Realtors, all your agents have to join. Or you get charged a fine. So, and indeed, I don't even know if you know all this, but a few weeks ago, my original primary association called me. One of our agents called and was like, hey, I'm shut off. They called me and said, you're not an R member. And I was like, what? So I called them and they were like, yeah, you have a bill for like $1,600. And I was like, why? And they were like, because you have three agents that aren't in NAR. I was like, are you talking about the three agents at the other brokerage? So we knew about this expectation, I guess, which is why we created two separate brokerages. So I had called the Quad Cities and I had explained the situation and I said, look, I'll move all three because the only exception to that is that the agents are referral agents only because they don't want them doing residential real estate, um, whatever. So I called and explained and was like, hey, I'll make sure these three agents just do referrals, until we have a better solution that everyone can agree on, whatever. And they said, fine. And they sent me a paper to sign. And then when I signed the paper and sent it back, they just like suddenly then you called like the next day and they had sent an email that I didn't see because I don't check my emails every 10 minutes. And And then they were like, oh, well, your CEO wrote this article on LinkedIn 6 months ago. So clearly you're operating as one brokerage and we don't have a place for that here yet or whatever. So, I begged and I pleaded. I called and I was like, can you just give me a week? It reactivate the agents. I'll pay whatever. Like, give me a week to figure this out. And the answer was no. So, I just started making calls. I was kind of tracking down like 5 or 6 different solutions at once. The most important thing was getting your listings up. So we got you on our national portal so that your listings could feed to Zillow Realtor, where all of the buyers are looking anyways. And then I was kind of like calling broker friends to see if anyone would like pinch hit for me. And then finally I remembered, and Sandy was like, you should call Heather over in Illinois. So I did that. And here we are today. So hometown was our saving grace. And part of that reason is because we don't have the second brokerage open in Illinois yet. And so we're putting things in place so that there will be a separate broker. But it's just wild that it's like 2026 and there's all these lawsuits between sellers and NAR and buyers and NAR. And it's like, but you're still gonna like stay so rigid, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Um, and hometown's been great. Like that transition was phenomenal, another win, even though I don't love all their forms, I'm going to learn to love it.
yep. Well, your mindset has changed a lot over the last couple of months. And I feel like, you know, I just see more like positivity and smiling, and like you get on every morning and like make your breakfast and we all watch you, or you're driving and I have to shut off your camera because it's not safe. Um,
Yeah.
but what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you see that in yourself or am I crazy?
I guess I don't. I'm happy. Like I'm happy with where I'm at, and maybe that's it.
Mm,
Um, but like you guys just make me sound like Mr. Grumpy Pants, you know?
I'm so sorry. That's not my intention, I swear.
Yeah.
Okay, so how would you describe our company culture to somebody who asked you? Like, why do you even like it there, Damien?
I mean, and it's a lot of the things that we advertise too, but it's why not? You know, instead of no, why not? Can we do this? Can we make that work? Hey Holly, can you make a form for me? I need that.
Mhm,
Um, it's just I think it's revolutionary. Like things are changing. It just feels different here, you know?
mhm.
I feel like we're on the edge of something like awesome and uh changing in the industry, and I want to be here for it.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad you're here for it too. Is there any agent that you feel like just wouldn't be a good fit right off the bat? You're like, don't even try to interview.
Well, I feel like that might be,
Like not specific agents, Damien, like a
well,
like a
I'm not going to name names.
we don't want to tell anyone who's on our list.
The agent that's been at their brokerage for 30 years, set in their ways, doesn't want to learn anything new, like this is not the spot for you.
Yeah, definitely. Um, are there what expectations are clear here that weren't clear before?
Expectations.
Yeah.
You will have a clean file, very clean file. It will happen,
Yes.
whether you want it or not.
Hmm.
So
Okay. Have you ever felt blindsided here?
only by the association.
Okay. So not us.
Nope.
Okay. Um, if someone said to you, "Oh, it's just another cloud brokerage like ABC, DEF," like
I've
what
been
would,
at a cloud brokerage. This is not the run-of-the-mill cloud-based brokerage.
yeah. Okay. And then I love hearing that from the agents because Sandy and I can say it till we're blue in the
Mhm.
face, but it means nothing. It's like, even when I tell my daughter, for example, she's good at dance, she'll be like, you just have to say that because you're my mom. And I'm like, no, really, though, you're good. And
Right.
so it's really nice to hear agents feel the vibe because we worked really hard to like build this culture, one Zoom call at a time.
Well, and that was my worry, I think, about originally coming over. And even to just a cloud base is like real estate's lonely. And I don't feel that here at all.
Good, good. I love that. So, if you were the CEO for the day, what would you change?
I don't know. I don't want that responsibility.
All right.
Um, yeah. No, thank you.
Is there anything is there anything that comes to mind that you've disagreed with us on, Sandy or me?
A lot of things, but business wise, no.
Okay. Okay. Touche.
Mhm.
Um, so where do you see your business in 12 months from now?
Um, 12 in a year.
Yeah.
I've got some things I'm working on that could be a big change. So I'm not gonna talk about that yet, but I mean, hopefully my business is expanded, tenfold and um, I'm not sleeping or have any time for anything else.
Exactly. Eat, sleep, real estate. So,
Exactly.
all right. So, um, yeah, the next question is kind of interesting. Are you interested in like leadership or focusing on production, recruiting? Like what is kind of your focus right now?
I think my biggest focus right now is education.
Okay.
Um, I want to know everything. In my previous career, I was a subject matter expert, and that's where I want to be here too. Um, I got two states to take down, so
Yes, exactly. All right. What would make you leave?
leave.
Yeah. Anything you can think of that would make you be like, nope, I'm done. I'm out.
I mean, crazy stuff, you know what I mean, that would cause anybody to leave, but no, nothing off the top of my head.
All right. Okay. So we like to do a little lightning round at the end. Um, so I don't know if you did this with Sandy or not.
I didn't.
Okay,
I
because
didn't
yeah,
study. I'm not
we
prepared.
have like questions now that like we can pick from. So,
Okay.
um, so email or Slack.
It depends on the context.
I don't know. Just
Um, okay, I'll go Slack.
okay. Team or solo.
Solo.
Okay. In-person office or Zoom office.
Zoom.
All right. Um,
I don't have to wear pants.
this is true. Speaking of pants, though, that was so funny this morning because I made the slide about you and me talking tonight.
Yeah,
And so I was like, um, can you make this like I made AI like make it a full picture because I wanted it to be next to my picture. And it's really
yeah,
just a picture of you and your dog. So it was so funny when you were like, I guess I had all my tattoos removed.
yeah. Well, it was Brian. It wasn't a picture of Brian, like Brian's body.
It wasn't on purpose though. I literally just put your picture in Chat GPT and was
Yeah.
like, can you not change his face at all, but like give
Okay,
him
my face looked a little weird. Like, let's
okay.
be
You might have
completely.
thought so, but I didn't notice the difference. So um all right. So I guess that's it as far as formal questions go. I mean, do you have any final thoughts?
Well, you put me on the spot. No, I
Okay.
mean,
Well, I guess I'll ask you a question. If you were to pick up and move to another state next week, how do you think you would get business? What would you do?
I think it's the same. I mean, I get a lot of my business trying to untraditionally. I become a regular someplace. I get to know the staff and things like that. And a lot of my leads are very organic. I'm out in the community a lot. I don't love being on the phone all the time. I would much rather be out and about and meet people that way. So if I was going to a new market, that's exactly what I would do. I'd figure out where everybody's going, what are they doing on the weekends, where are they hanging out at, and that's where I'm going to be.
Okay. Do you have any advice for an agent that's watching us and just starting out somewhere? What they should focus on
As a
besides the what you
brand
just said?
as a brand new agent,
Yeah.
education, learn as much as you can. Talk to as many people as you can, different perspectives. I mean, you could have one question and three correct answers. You know, what I mean, it just depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go over to Twitch real quick and see if
What else
anyone
Sandy is yelling about?
exactly. Brian said it's been 1 week since QCR dropped me. I think like the Bare Naked Ladies song. Like, well, Sandy says she's gonna make a cover of it now. Um, hmm. Yep, Breakfast by Damien. Uh,
Am I gonna have to log into the Twitch channel?
I know, it's just lots of stuff. Oh, Debbie said Slack solo, Zoom, Zoom. Yeah, AI gave Sandy. So when we had our summer vacation last year, there was like airbrush painting. And so Sandy got like the scorpion on her thigh just for
Yeah,
fun. So we both made the mistake of uploading that into an AI to be like, hey, make us some pictures or whatever. And they added that damn painted scorpion on everything. Like it was giving her tattoos. There was a pair of jeans that like it did like a scorpion outline on the jeans. It just like would not stop. So we had to like delete that model and start over. It's crazy.
that's all.
Um, yeah. So all right. Well, hey, I know I don't, I don't want to keep up too much of your time. And this has been really fun. I see you every day, but this has been really fun. I appreciate all the things that you shared and I don't know, being so bold and honest with your thoughts and feelings about us. So,
Yeah.
all right. Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot. I forgot the most important question though. Team Holly or Team Sandy?
Is Sandy listening?
No. I'll just say no.
I don't know. That's not fair. I mean, it's really not fair. I'm not going to answer that.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
He refuses to answer it, Sandy. I don't know.
Now, if it's like Team Jacob or Team Edward, I have an
Okay.
opinion.
Like,
But this, absolutely
oh,
not.
all right. So is it Team Edward or Team Jacob?
100%.
Team Edward?
100%.
Yeah. Good to know. Good to know. No, I know it's not a fair question because we're just so different. So
Mhm. No, I like Sandy's the fire starter and you are the fire putter outer.
I like to think so.
Yeah,
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming here. So I'm going to close this out.
let's do it.
All right. When in doubt, reach out, messages if you need us. We are here for you. We all started this morning with a blank slate at zero. So go out and talk to a buyer, a seller, or an agent today. Have a good one. Bye.